attempt and to hope to restore trust and credibility in the Commissioner's office and in Stark County government. The second thing that we hope to accomplish over a longer period of time will be to bring more efficiency and bring more responsiveness to Stark County government. And the third thing that we need to deal with, and we need to deal with that in this coming year, is to bring some element of fiscal stability to Stark County government. Our focus, though, tonight really is on this first issue, and that's restoring trust and credibility. The reputation of county government is damaged, and we, as elected officials, are well aware of it. And in particular, Commissioner Creighton and I, who ran for election in November, are very well aware of it from the various meetings and political functions and contacts that we had with the public during that election cycle. It's damaged for two primary reasons. The first being, and very importantly, the theft of $2.9 million approximately from the county treasury, from one of the treasurer's employees. The good news about that, at least progress has been made. The person that perpetrated those thefts is in federal prison. Secondly, the voters have elected a new treasurer at the election in November 2010. And third, the prosecutor, and again this is one of Mr. Ferrero's jobs, but his office is in the process of either negotiating and or suing on various insurance policies and bonds that exist that insure or protect the public and the jobs that public officials do against this type of conduct in office. So we hope that we will be obtaining some recovery against some of this money. Again, $2.9 million is lost. We don't anticipate that we'll recover that much, but we would hope that we'll be able to recover, approximately in the area of half of that amount. The other half is effectively, lost to all of us as taxpayers and as elected officials. As to changing the opinion of all of you, and again, we're very happy to see as many of you are here tonight. Of course, we wish that there were twice as many people here, but it indicates your interest in your local government. As far as us trying to change your opinion, though, as to the issue of trust and credibility and the reputation of county government, there are things that we are trying to do, and we want to tell you just very, very briefly about the things that we are trying to do, we as commissioners. First, I think all of us are dedicated to holding these jobs, and again, the state statute doesn't say they have to be full-time, but I think that we all consider, and I know that the three of us consider these jobs to be full-time. So we are in the office full-time, we work full-time, and we work nights and other times as necessary. And I think most importantly, as part of that full-time job, please understand that we are accessible and available to you, and we answer our own telephone, and if we don't answer it, leave us a message and we will call you back, because that is one of our commitments. Second thing that we've done, previously for history, who knows how long, the commissioners only met in public meeting once a week, and that was on Wednesday afternoon at 1:30 p.m. in the Stark County office building. We, by the way, have considered moving those meetings out to the public and out to some outlying areas, but we've kind of determined, and although it's not fixed in cement, but we think that probably holding that meetings, at the county office building is the better idea, because it's the more efficient way of running government. In the course of our meetings, we probably have 4 or 5 or 6 different staff people come in and make reports and provide motions and things like that to us. We have recording equipment in the county office building that, because these meetings by law are to be recorded, and we do record them, and those minutes and those recordings are available. But for a variety of logistical reasons, we've determined that to move those meetings out, other areas would probably lead to more difficulties in complying with the law, making good sound recordings, and probably most importantly from our perspective, instead of the 3 of us conducting a meeting someplace, it takes probably 6 or 7 or 8 people from the commissioner's office or other offices to conduct that meeting. That would mean, for example, if you call a meeting in Alliance, you'd have 7 or 8 people. Quite frequently, we have somebody from the prosecutor's office come in and brief us on matters, and from other offices, we may have as many as 10 county officials that work in downtown Canton coming in and having to move to an outlying area to have a meeting, and instead of us spending 2 or 3 hours of time, and therefore taxpayers' expense, we'd be spending 20 or 30 hours of taxpayers' expense. So that's one of the reasons that we looked at that, although again, I don't think that idea is sealed and in stone for us. Another thing that we want to do is we're trying to bring more transparency to government. That is through these additional meetings, and I'm sorry, I was talking about more public meetings. We have started, beginning on January the 1st, actually beginning in late December, we now also meet every Monday and Tuesday morning in work sessions. These are always public sessions. We meet at 10 o'clock on Mondays and at 11 o'clock on Tuesdays. We schedule a topic for each session, sometimes multiple topics. Sometimes, depending on what occurs, we will change the topic. For example, our meeting on Tuesday, we were going to discuss budgetary issues, but again, because of the county-wide flooding that had occurred Monday evening and Sunday evening and Monday, the board went out and actually toured with the emergency management director of Stark County 2 or 3 of the heaviest hit sites. And that was a prelude to us adopting a resolution at Wednesday's meeting, asking the state and federal government for emergency aid. Whether that aid will develop or not depends upon the total dollar amount of damage that is done and so forth. But we try to be flexible in what we do, but we also try to create a schedule as to what we do. And that schedule that what we do is available on our website. But again, when you go to these meetings, you will see that we are open. You can see the questions that we ask. You can understand what we're thinking about, and you can understand what we were planning to do. We've had meetings concerning the Bow Building, about our health plan, about multiple topics in the last several weeks. And I think one of our goals among ourselves and is to the public at large is just that there should be no surprises in what government is going to bring to you. We try to do that. We have, as I mentioned, scheduled these community meetings. We're going out into the community, and this will be our second, and we have another 9 scheduled. We would hope to have probably another 5 to 10 scheduled on top of that in the next 3 to 4 month period of time. And they for us to make that presentation of this nature, and also primarily to hear your questions and hear your input about what you think is both good and bad about county government. We are also doing one other thing that I would like to emphasize, and that is the last Board of Commissioners requested that a panel of citizens in Stark County review county government. This is called the Citizens Review Committee. Maybe you read about it in the newspaper. But this is the report. It's a report dated January 24, 2011. It makes a series of recommendations from people who are not in government. These are leaders in our community who have made these recommendations. And a lot of them are business-related, business-focused type of recommendations. But they have made a number of recommendations. We have a series of meetings concerning these recommendations. We have created task forces. We are meeting. We have created 7 task forces. We have met with the elected officials of Stark County on at least 2 occasions with all of them. We've met with department heads on 2 occasions with all of them. And there have been numerous sub-task force groups that are examining these. We intend to make a full and complete response to the Citizens Review Committee within approximately the next 1 month period of time, and we would hope to do that by April 7th. There are many things that we hope to accomplish, both short-term and long-term, and we will be sharing all of that information with everyone. Finally, and I guess to me the most important thing that we're attempting to do when we talk about trust and credibility, I think that the 3 of us are committed to working together in the public interest without regard to the political persuasion of either ourselves, each other, and or the other public officials that we work with. From my perspective, that's what the voters want, that's what the taxpayers want, and I think that the 3 of us in our public careers, by the way, have always attempted to follow that. And I want to emphasize that that is what we are doing. As to my own personal commitment to that, I am a Democrat. Commissioner Creighton is a Republican, and yet we still get along. I even went so far today as to, in preparation for this meeting, we came out to check the hall, to set up the electronics and so forth, and I went so far as to give her a ride in my car. Of course, it was in the trunk. But